wants to spend $1 trillion on infrastructure. I guess he can spend $1 trillion and try to take away our $1 billion. But here's the reality. It's already appropriated, already approved by Congress. Even if an elected president in transition wanted to go after a particularly funded, appropriated project in one region, it would take them a long time to do. I actually was just mentioning to one of my colleagues, I just came from a great meeting this afternoon from the new program director of the Green Line Extension. Green Line Extension is going to happen. There's an important vote, the Board of Aldermen next week. They need to vote on $50 million here locally. We have to pay up to fill that gap. I don't like doing it, but we have to do it in order to happen. If that doesn't happen, there'll be no Green Line. If it happens, we're going to get it, all right? And it will happen. I don't fear the Donald Trumps on that one. I fear any delay in what we do locally. It'll stop it, and then we miss the construction season to go up. So politically, I think we're solid there. We're just going to take our vote. So that's where we're at. Yes, I will decide.
Well, I'm Lisa Coyne. I'm a Somerville resident of over 10 years. I just bought a house in Somerville. Exciting. So I wonder, because there's probably a pretty decent-sized immigrant population here that's undocumented, and concrete ways to have that be successful for everyone. So everybody's talking about how horrifying it is that people could be removed. I wonder if there's any way, as you look at the committees, to think of how much we would need to fundraise to get a lot of the undocumented people in Somerville documented or in the process of becoming legalized citizens, so there's not like a threat to their safety as stuff moves forward. Because I don't know too much, but I know a lot of people that are here and they're undocumented. It's a financial issue to be able to either put on a wait list or have the ability to even be a legal citizen. So how can we as a community help safeguard the people that are here and get them on the pathway to citizenship fast, so when and if something like this happens, we have a pathway for the people that are living here in the shadows, so they can come and have like a safety net, or be already in the process of being like legal citizens so they can't be taken away? Or how do we expedite that process, and is there any way we can do that with community fundraising, or just a more like engaged pathway for those people to get information and have those tools and have it expedited with infrastructure in the city? I don't know.
That's a good question. That's a very good question. Majority of West Area immigrant knows what they need to do to become a citizen. But for the 11 million undocumented, there's no line to stand in. It doesn't exist. And it's a broken system. And there really is no line. I had this, a few years ago, I was on Fox News, and the reporter told me that after I had an interview having this debate over sanctuary city status and undocumented immigrants, I ran into one of the reporters at a different event. She said, "You know, they sent me to look for the line when you said there was no line to stand in. There is no line to stand in." I said, "No shit." Where do you go? You got to go back. They expect you to go back to where you came from and apply there. And maybe in 10 years, and if you're not killed before then, you might have a chance to come back in. That is the sad reality, and what we need. Donald Trump, he's such a great businessman. Let's use his acumen to fix the immigration problem and have a real path to citizenship. I wish it was as simple as raising money. Get it done tomorrow, right here in Somerville. There's no line standing. There really isn't. Now, there are some, maybe if someone's undocumented, there might be some other things they can do if their marital status changes and so, but that ain't gonna be the case in the Oklahoma trial. That's different. And then there's a challenge where, again, a child, they were born here, but the parents came over undocumented. They're born in this country, so they're citizens by birthright in this country. I appreciate the question. Yes.
My name's Michael, and my question is about the global refugee crisis. And Donald Trump has been pretty clear that he's not interested in the U.S. pulling our fair weight to make sure that people living in unstable conditions have a home. And I'm just wondering if there's anything that Somerville can do to stand on the forefront of not just making the people that are here safe, but opening our doors.
You hear that question? So I'll summarize. And the question of the global refugee crisis. So in addition we've heard what Donald Trump has said, we're going to screen, bring in the good Muslims and
Extreme
keep
vetting.
out extreme vetting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Imagine if there's extreme vetting for the presidency. So, I mean, this is just shocking. Think about what's happening in most of the global conflicts. What has been our role in our foreign policy? If we don't want to have a global refugee crisis, let's not destabilize these countries. The Syrian crisis, I mean, it's just baffling to me to see those images, and where is our moral backbone here? And yeah, what can we do? Well, our doors are open, and we should hold that. We've been a city of hope for immigrants for generations here. Hold that as a beacon for those seeking sanctuary or some form of civility and safety for their families. I mean, we all know they're escaping extreme, violent, horrific conditions. We played a role in that. We played a role in it, and then we shut the doors on these folks. And the refugees who come to this country are vetted more than any other immigrant group. Extreme vetting occurs, and it's so hard to get in here. So I think, I'm glad I was relieved. I wasn't happy when the governor took his stance that, we need to pause. Pause what? We had some city leaders who backed off that comment. I think we can't let the lie become the truth about why people want to come to our country, what they're escaping, and what our role was there. I think, what can we do locally? I think we just need to speak about that, be truthful about it, be ethical about what is occurring, and that, our doors, our community is open. But there's a much greater, larger conversation that has to happen around that. I need to, back over there, I can go outside. Yeah, go ahead.